Good afternoon. My name is Melinda Prague, and I'm going to be your professor for this course, Educational Measurement. Right away, you'll notice that our Blackboard looks a little bit different this semester. We are using an updated version, and I hope that works well for all of us. I'd like to take this opportunity to give you a preview of our course and guide you through Blackboard at the same time. I won't go into every item in detail because you'll be receiving videos from me just like this one each week to help guide you through the course and keep you connected. So you can see that right now I have started on our home page, and that's our first item on the left table of contents as well. And on this home page I have an announcement section, my calendar, any kind of alerts, and then you can add tasks and things to do. You can customize this page as well. Next is a label called Instructor Contact. And here you have my Nova email, my personal cell phone, and a link to another video which serves as an introduction as to who I am and something about me, so you can get to see who's teaching this course. The next link is the link to our syllabus. It's really important that in the first week you review the syllabus and that you understand its contents. I would suggest that you open this link and then save it to the desktop of your computer. And if you feel the need, you can print it out as well. The next section is our announcement section. And you can see that I've posted an announcement that is my introduction letter to you with some information about the course, information about the discussion board, about where to find more information on our assignments, the format that Nova requires, as well as a link again to our syllabus. So I won't read this to you now, I just will call to your attention that we do have a chat scheduled for March 18th, and that will be an introductory chat to familiarize you even in greater detail of the assignments that are required. So I'm going to give you that first week because the course itself starts on the 11th, so you have that first week to get acquainted, get your first discussion posting done, review the syllabus, and come with any questions you may have on March 18th. And I didn't put that here, but you'll see it elsewhere. The chat is at 8 p.m. So I hope that works for you. Prior to the chat, you should make sure that you're able to access this Illuminate Live area, that you have speakers and perhaps a microphone so that you can speak. If not, you can type in your comments. So this is an area that you want to check frequently because there will be many announcements each week. The next section is perhaps the most important, and it is called Course Content. Here you have three areas. One, Course Content, and this is information that will guide you through the course week by week. Then separately, I've listed some websites that I think are important for you to have, so you can click on them and review them. The resources are additional websites that will assist you in completing some of the assignments, and perhaps some will just serve as wonderful resources for you in your teaching. So let's click on Course Content, and you can see that our course is 8 weeks long, so there is a folder for each week. Now today I'm only going to open up week 1, but each week is constructed using the same format. So you can see, welcome to week 1. Down here you have a short video, and I've tried to include a video almost for each and every week because I think that helps bring the course alive for you. And this one is from one of my favorite websites, Edutopia, and it's called Comprehensive Assessment and Overview. It's short and it doesn't require a great deal of your time, but it definitely is worth a look. And then we can open week 1 and you can see we have an overview. Things for you to think about. And in this course, what we're talking about in educational assessment is what is fair and what is unfair when it comes to educational measurement and tracking student progress. How do you as a teacher align your own assessments with state standards? How can we explain test data to parents so that they can understand it? And what types of student performance data are most useful? The topics of emphasis are determining how your assessments will be interpreted and used. What are measurable goals and objectives? You'll need to read the first 3 chapters in your Osterhoff textbook for week 1. You'll also need to respond to the discussion board, and we'll take a look at that next. But here is the question for your discussion board. How do students try to avoid assessment? And answer these 2 questions. From your personal experience, describe 1 technique students use to avoid being called upon or otherwise being observed by the teacher. And then the second part, after describing a specific technique students use, describe a procedure teachers can use to prevent students from using this technique. You have another discussion question for week 1. And this talks about the 4 frames of reference. And you are asked to describe an instance that you use that reference to interpret students' performance. And again, you can be concise in doing this, but the point here is to show me that you understand and utilize the 4 frames of reference, and they are right here: ability, growth, norm, and criterion referenced. Once you read your text, you'll have a better understanding of that. So the next area, and you can see we have kind of a subtable of contents here, is a PowerPoint. And each week there is a short PowerPoint for you to watch. So we click to launch it, and you will be able to go through this PowerPoint. And I'll do this quickly with you now. And again, to test or not to test, that's the question. What is the role of measurement and evaluation in teaching? What are the different ways our assessments may be interpreted and used? And can we ever go too far in our efforts to assess our students' progress and our own effectiveness as teachers? So I give you 2 websites to visit so you can see both sides of the issue. And I'm not going to go there right now for the sake of time, but you can click on No Child Left Behind and you can click on Fair Test. Another link is from Dr. Bob Kislick, and he talks about behavioral objectives and the components of objectives. And that, again, should be worth your while to review. The last slide deals with norm versus criterions reference testing. And although our textbook addresses this in great detail, I do give you another link that may be helpful to you. So we'll close that PowerPoint for now. And you have one more item to review this week in addition to your textbook reading. And that is a wonderful article. And again, I'm going to click to launch. And it will take you to an article from the New York Daily News that I think is very worthwhile. And it's entitled Test Scores Mean Nothing, a highly rated teacher on the follies of using data to evaluate educators. And it is very short, but again, well worth your reading. And this particular teacher teaches a special education class in a public school in Brooklyn. So take a look at that as well. And once you've done that, you're ready to post the discussion board. So we'll click on our next link of discussion board. And remember, this week you have a little bit more to do. You're going to post your introduction to the class and tell us why you're here and what your long-term goals are in the field of education. Above this, I have an area called Cyber Cafe. And this is just a place, if you have a question that needs answering, you can post it here. You can answer it for each other, or I'll try to address it. You have our discussion guidelines, and that is you must post to the discussion board each week. Minimally, you must post an original discussion entry related to the topics listed, and then you must respond to one other student's entry. In order to earn credit, your post must be of high quality. And while I may not participate in every discussion, I do read and monitor your postings. It has a due date, and I've asked that you submit your discussion posting by midnight of that due date. So, the first one is actually due right away on March 11th. So you want to read and respond. And I'll actually give you a little more time, I think, beyond March 11th, because you may not be ready to post so quickly. So I'll change that after this recording so that you have a little more time for the first week. Moving along is our assignment area. And you will see that there are 4 major assignments for this class. The first one are 2 position papers, and we'll talk about those in greater detail when we meet online. Test construction, comparison of test scores, and the pros and cons of high-stake testing. You're also graded on your participation, which is essentially the discussion board and our chats. After that, you have APA resources. So you need those to write your papers, and you'll use the one that works best for you. I particularly like Citation Machine. You have your calendar, and I've already placed some dates on your calendar. You can view that by the month to see them. You have course messages, and these are different than emails because course messages are only within Blackboard. You'd have to be logged on in order to be able to see that message. You have an area that you can click on and see grades. At the end of the course, you'll do your course evaluations, and here's where we meet for our chats in Illuminate Live. Well, I hope that provided a good overview for you, and that you feel confident, ready, and able to succeed. I look forward to speaking with you and working with you in this course.